Welcome.
Welcome, welcome. It is August 24th, and today our entry is titled Pillage From All Sources. It begins with a quote by Seneca. I'll never be ashamed to quote a bad writer with a good saying. That's it. I'll never be ashamed to quote a bad writer with a good saying.
I don't think I get it.
I think he's meaning,
Shamed, a good writer with a good saying.
I'll never be ashamed to quote a bad writer with a good saying.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Like it's about the quote, not about the writer.
Yeah, it's like there's a separation between the person and the art or the contribution, maybe.
Yeah.
And like, nobody is all bad or all good. So if somebody like maybe on balance is culturally perceived as bad, but has made some good contributions, it's like we're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. We can still say these contributions were good, even though on balance this whole person was good, bad. I don't even know if I can make that judgment, but let's just say like people agree that this individual is mostly bad, but they did some good things, and those good things should still be celebrated.
I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, if they did something good for society and the society is using that and it's a good thing, but then they've done a lot of horrible things for society, like we can keep using that, but I don't know if we should celebrate it. You know what I mean?
I mean, celebrate, I just put a word out there. He's
Gotcha.
just saying quoting a bad writer with a good saying.
Right. Yeah.
So in his mind, celebrating is like carrying it forward. Like, I'm not going to reject this from life just because like the person, I don't like the person attached to it. You got anything else before we read Ryan?
No, I'm good. I'm just thinking about it, but nothing new is coming up, so yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's like pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ryan says, one of the striking things about Seneca's letters and essays is how often he quotes the philosopher Epicurus. Why is that strange? Because Stoicism and Epicureanism are supposed to be diametrically opposed philosophies. In reality, the differences, while significant, tend to be overblown. But this is true to form for Seneca. He was looking for wisdom, period. It didn't matter where it came from. This is something that a lot of fundamentalists in religion, philosophy, anything seem to miss. Who cares whether some bit of wisdom is from a Stoic? Who cares whether it perfectly jibes with Stoicism? What matters is whether it makes your life better, whether it makes you better. What wisdom or help would you be able to find today if you stopped caring about affiliations and reputations? How much more could you see if you just focused on merit? Anything bubbling up for you?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're pretty agnostic about where smart helpful, useful shit comes from. It's like, please, come on, helpful, useful, smart, wise shit, come on in, wherever you're fucking coming from. You can come from Carrot Top's mouth. And I will just be like, thank you, Carrot Top. Thank you so much.
Anybody worse than Carrot Top you can think of that you would just take their word?
I mean, if somebody's saying something that sounds good, but then they're not walking the walk, then I will be skeptical about it. Like, there's people who give me the heebie-jeebies in that regard. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's discernment there. It has to make sense. It has to... That's the other thing. There's a lot of, like, quote-unquote wisdom out there that just doesn't make sense. Like, if you start to, like, poke into it or something, it's like, well, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
Sense for whom? For you? Just
for
you,
me.
just for you.
Other people can tell me if it makes sense to them, but like, I can't ever figure out what the hell Russell Brand is talking about, for example. So it's like, something like that, I'm open, I'm like listening for it, but it's hard for me to extract anything meaningful from it. I don't know, there's like people who give me like weird vibes that they're saying maybe the right thing, but I have a weird feeling about them. But still I would take whatever was said if it was like useful and helpful and grounded in something that made sense to me, and I would still take that.
Like, yeah, like there's no such thing as you're just bad and everything that is about you is bad.
Yeah.
Your cells are bad, your eyes are bad, like what? No.
And like, what does bad mean?
Yeah,
and to whom?
no,
And
like you might be a terrible human being as far as like the way you processing things and your beliefs and how you act upon those beliefs, but that doesn't mean that you don't have some information that is not actually beneficial for somebody, you know, like, yeah, you know, yeah.
Yeah, and I trust in my discernment. Like, I trust that I can like, that I trust my bullshit reader on a lot of stuff, and if it passes my bullshit meter, it doesn't matter really where the source comes from. Like, looking into the source is part of my bullshit detection, so I will have some understanding of it, but like, yeah, if it passes, it passes. All right, I think we are wrapped on today.
Yeah, I think that's it. Good one.
Cool. Let's lock
Bye.
her up. See you tomorrow.